Election day in 3 weeks, so they gave out the big checks. There's just a taste of that, people accepting the checks.
From Summit, do we have Mayor Ellen Dixon here this evening? Yay!
Which one are you funding?
We are funding dugout pads, tennis court, bleachers, green.
Oh, very good. It's always a surprise to see what the funding is. That's a very nice check. Thank you for all the citizens of Summit. We'll be putting it to good use. My first one is Mayor. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. After that, the only mention was by Freeholder Sullivan of the election, and he said everybody on the ballot should be, should be thanked for being on there, and there won't be a debate this year, and he was bitterly disappointed by that. Apparently, the League of Women Voters can't muster the one person it would take to run a debate.
Monitor.
So, that's the reason they gave. But Sullivan makes a point that he keeps making this as far as candidates, and he also makes it with voters that I completely disagree with. This is what he, his usual pre-election speech.
I was dismayed to hear, I was watching the presidential debate the other night, and the vice presidential debate the other night. And I always, at this time of the year, always look forward to the freeholder debate that we've all participated in for many, many years. And I was sorry to learn today, I saw in an article that it wasn't going to happen. And I know for myself, I enjoyed participating in it. I enjoyed watching it all these many years. And it's really a loss, and I was sorry to hear that, I guess because the League of Women Voters, their membership is down quite a bit, and they're not able to moderate like they did before. So it's unfortunate because, again, I've said this before and I'll say this again, anyone who puts their name on a ballot and runs for office deserves a lot of credit. Win or lose, it takes a lot of guts to put yourself out there and to run for office. And it's unfortunate that those were televised live, I think, even in Cranford at least, and then available for the rest of the county. And they were a lot of fun, a lot of back and forth. We had a lot of good times there, and a lot of information got exchanged. So it's unfortunate that they won't occur this year. And the other thing I've done in all the years I've been on this freeholder board is always predict the outcome of elections. I've never been wrong in the freeholder elections all these years. I really want to, as I say, congratulate all the candidates. I want to wish the best of luck to my colleagues for the job, Chairman Mirabella, and soon freeholder to be Bergen out there. I'm confident that voters will, in their wisdom, will return me to office on November 6th. And I would guarantee you that I'm exactly right. Not bragging, just fact. But again, and my best to all the candidates who are out there working hard, regardless if you're in local elections, county elections, statewide elections, and certainly a big year this year, a presidential election. So if you haven't registered to vote, unfortunately it's too late now, but you need to get out there. It's November 6th, and the polls are open all day. I urge everyone who lives here in Union County to go out because it's always an important election. And again, my best to all the candidates. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, my point on this is no, you don't, you're not supposed to be thanked for getting on the ballot. It's no achievement. Anybody who agrees to do what they're told by Charlotte DeFilippo can get on a ballot. I mean, just look around you. Look at the people up there. No, it is an achievement if you take your work seriously and you put in 20, 30, 40 hours researching the issues, then you should be, you've actually done something. But to go to meetings, vote yes all the time, go home, well, have a little brunch, that kind of thing. No,
Taxpayer paid lunch.
yeah, that's nothing to be great. And it's the same thing with voters. No, you're not supposed to be thanked for going out and voting if you're an ignorant voter. If you don't know who you're voting for, if you're voting straight down the line, and no, you're killing democracy. You're a blight on society by voting ignorantly. Someone who's taken the time, researched the issues, knows the candidates, cast a vote, and then you just walk into the booth without a thought in your head and pick some guy because he's on A instead of B. You're canceling out these, and actually more than canceling out. There's probably more of those than the people who actually pay attention. So again, Sullivan wrong on both counts. And as far as who's going to win, it really has nothing to do with the candidates. We don't know them. We don't know who the Republicans are. Never seen them at a freeholder meeting. The Democrat guy comes, but really are no issues. There's no nothing. It's just Obama, Romney, who carries more people. If Obama, if the Democrats are worried about anything, it's that Obama's got it in the bag, and there'll be some Democrats who just won't come out because they say, well, why bother? He's going to win anyway, and then the Republicans might sneak someone in. It's unlikely, but there's a race. But as far as the candidates and the people up there, they don't matter. They're just figureheads. And a good thing though is maybe we haven't seen any signs. I haven't seen a freeholder sign.
I haven't seen a sign.
Maybe they just don't care. They think they've got it in the bag. They don't have to spend their Dakota's money. That would be a nice thing. I mean, those are blights on the environment. They really shouldn't have signs. So that might be a good thing.
I think those are pretty good observations, John, of the democracy that we live in, Union County, that we foster, that we allow to happen. It was kind of painful to sit there and watch Sullivan speak, as usual. It is nothing different there. He barely was able to contain his joy and excitement that this election is really a non-election. No one knows the other candidates. No one knows the Democratic candidates. Are there two or are there three?
Yes, we're able to fill out the three. I don't know if they're still around.
I don't know for a fact who the third is. I see no joy in celebrating a democracy where you know beforehand how the election is going to play out. That's not a democracy, and I don't know who to fault more. The freeholder celebration in that, or the taxpayers and the citizens' lack of involvement in trying to correct that. It's sad on both cases.
Yeah, and finally, as far as taking joy in any victory they might get, you got to remember they could have put anybody out there, and the difference would maybe be 400 votes, something like that. They could have put a Fern, as Michael Moore did, running oddly enough against Rodney Frelinghuysen. He was, it was one of his movies, The Big One or something like that, where he tried to get a Fern on the ballot against Frelinghuysen, who is an automatic thing. It's a living thing, whatever. But the Fern would probably get the same number of ballots as these Republican or Democratic freeholders. It's nothing to take pride in. If there was a real debate, if you had even 100 people who saw the debate, left the room, voted, that's how we should have a democracy. We shouldn't have these thousands of people ignorantly walking in without a clue as to who they're voting for. And this is what happens. This is what we get.
We get the government that we deserve.